Good morning, everyone. I guess it may be early afternoon now. So we've had a few days off and we are back in the mill, or I'm back in the mill. It's my first day here on my own. So I have quite a lot of kind of organizational things to do, thinking about how I want to track data and record keeping, but obviously want to keep moving along on my training adventure. So I've got back behind me, this is some Icelandic from Honey Creek Farm. I actually have 3 Icelandic fleeces. I'm going to be getting those in the wash today. And then let's see if we pop over to the plier. I've got 2 bobbins of Jacob that I spun last week when we were here. So those would be kind of the first couple of things that I'll do. And then more to come later, but I do have my first order, so I'm going to keep that under wraps for now, but going to be processing more of that type of fleece before I process the client's actual order. So that's kind of the order of business while we're down here for this week. We're going to be down here through the long weekend. I will pop in a little bit later and give you a bit of a knitting update, and because I have done pretty well. I'm on the collar of my Salty Days sweater, and I am going to participate in loosely in the Andrea Renee Knits or Andrea Mowry hat challenge. So I am going to knit the Quill hat, and I'm going to knit it as a gift knit with a skein of our Gulf Coast yarn as a thank you gift. So that is what is on tap today, and I will check in later. Good morning. So another check-in on this vlog. Yesterday I did get the Icelandic fleeces skirted and ready for the washer. We have this like peak hours charge with our electric co-op that I am hesitant to run the laundry after 3, so I waited. I just started the wash this morning, so that's going now. I did get the Jacob spun up, so I will pop a photo of that in here for you. I'll be working on getting that coned up and skeined up and measured and weighed and all that today. It looks really good. I did get the Cormo through the picker, Cormo fin through the picker, so here is a couple of shots of that. It's really pretty, super crimpy, curly, so be looking forward to seeing how that spins up. I finished the collar on my Salty Days. I'll pop a photo in of that. So I'm doing the kind of a summary version modeled after the modifications that aka Nora Knits used, and all of that detail is in her Ravelry notes. And then as I finished mine, I did, instead of, I think she did I-cord bind off, I'm doing just a simple rolled stockinette bind off. So I'll make those modifications to my Ravelry page and add it there. But so it is done except for the sleeves. So I'll start it on that, but I did go ahead and cast on with the Gulf Coast Native, and let me see if I can just show you, and I'll also pop some photos. So here is the Gulf Coast Native skeined up, and we're kind of overcast today, so it's not the best, but I was sitting here last night actually just admiring the sheen on it is really, really, really pretty. So I'm super happy with that. So anyway, I cast on the Quill hat, which is an Andrea Mowry pattern. It's for her, what she calls this knit along. I don't know. It's the one where you do a hat in a weekend. I probably won't get a hat done in a weekend, but I always think it's fun to try. I did it last year. I did the Harlow Flip Challenge, I think was that last year. And I mean, like, I was home by myself the whole weekend, so I just had and I thought it was a real push. So the chances of me finishing this one in a weekend, and I've got to do some, you know, obviously working, but since we're down here, probably not. But I can say, so I have enjoyed working with the Cestari Ashline collection, which is a 70% 70 or 75% cotton, 25 to 30% wool. I have enjoyed working with it. It definitely has more of a cotton feel than a wool feel, but it does not bother my hands like 100% cotton. And of course, I'm working at a fairly loose gauge for that Salty Days sweater. So I've enjoyed that, but I mean, I'm a wool girl at heart. So yeah, so I'm getting restless with all my projects. I mean, I've got some complicated things that I'm not traveling. I really want to get back to work on my dad's jumper, and I'm working on the sleeve caps on that. If I get past that, it's so big, it's too big to travel, and I hesitate to travel with a white sweater when it's like the great dust bowl down here all the time, and in the camper and in the mill it's not super clean. Maybe want to have the studio done, but hopefully the sweater's done before then. Let's see, what else can I tell you about that? But anyway, so I think it's just, so this will give me a nice little bit of a wool kick, and then I'll get back to the sleeves on that project. I think what I will do is on the Salty Days is I will probably work the sleeves to a certain point and then assess whether I want to do them two at a time. Probably won't, just thinking about it now, because it's rib, and I think knitting in the round on the small circulars, which it's a fairly large sleeve, so I'm thinking I can get away with just regular, not shorties, but just a regular circular needle. So we'll see how, until at least I get to the cuff, see how that goes. But and I don't mind knitting ribbing, so that's good. Yeah, so that's what we've got going on. So today I will work on getting that Cormo fin through the fiber separator, carder, and at least the spinner. So we'll see, and I'll pop in as we kind of go through that. So I'll give you a little bit of knitting vlog, a little bit of mill vlog, and we'll just kind of keep you up to date with what's going on. All right, bye y'all. Just went and got Sadie to go potty and brought her back in the building, and the sky opened up. A lot of thunder. I'm not unhappy about the rain. I don't love the lightning and thunder. Cooled off quite a bit too. So here is that Cormo fin. I now have processed through the separator and the carder, and it's going through the draw frame. So it's stretching it out in preparation for the spinning process. That's a new bucket there. There's the completed bucket there. There's a little bit of the roving as it came off of the carder. So that'll either go into the mill mix or I'll put aside a little bit for hand spinner if they're interested. Here we have the Jacob that we plied up yesterday, and it is going on from the bobbin down here up to the cone. It's one of my favorite machines. I think it's so cool. Also way faster than winding a cone by hand. If you're a sock machine knitter or machine knitter, you will know that. Very cool. So that'll measure the yardage for me over on that counter, and then I'll figure out, do we hit the right weight? All right, I think I'm going to close this vlog out here, and I realized I've been recording without the microphone, so I apologize for the sound quality. Hopefully you got a good glimpse of some of the works in progress, both on the needles and on the machines. And I'll apologize, I'm editing on my phone while we're down here. I haven't moved the computer down yet, so not quite what I usually do, but hopefully it's just fun and informative. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I would love it if you are not subscribed. Please subscribe. It's free. It costs you nothing, but it was a really huge help to the channel. You just need, if you're on a phone or thing, just go to click the little subscribe button, and you'll be notified when I post future videos. And love it if you leave a comment. Let me know what interests you, what you're working on, questions you might have, all the things. Thanks. Take care, y'all. Bye. And here we go on to the plier. Here's a little sample.